Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I am Senate Steve, and we're standing in my shop right now, to which I built the truck that you are going to see. It was kind of weird to do that intro. I have not said that intro in 6-7 months. Did kind of miss it, and I'm kind of glad to be back in it. So as of right now, we are standing in my shop, and I do want to show you guys my 2001 F350 single cab short bed that I built. So I'm not sure what all footage I do have up until this point, but I want to just at least show you guys the truck. Now this truck, I do want to say also that I built the truck first, and then I wanted to, because I knew I was going to come back to YouTube, so I kind of like drug my feet with doing modifications to it. So as you see right now, I built it off of screen, just kind of private, but we are going to modify it. It is a little tall right now. I had to kind of lift it up to, well, once I'll get out to the truck, I'll explain it to you guys, and I'll kind of go from there. But welcome back. Glad to be back. Thanks for the, this is the third video now in like a week. Gotta say, it does feel good to be back filming, and it does feel good to be in the shop with the shop looking amazing. So with that being said, let's go get at the truck, and I'll show you guys what I created. But if you hit it with a hammer, look at that, it opened right up. All right, guys and girls, well, we are here with Chubby, which is my 2001 Power Stroke 7.3 diesel. And the reason I name it Chubby is because it's a single cab, and it was a dually. Still going to be a dually, but we're also going to go ahead and make it a short bed dually. So this thing's gonna be short, it's gonna be chubby, and it's gonna be amazing. So I wanted to kind of show you guys why I'm doing this and why I have the project the way it is. Sure, I did see this when I went ahead and purchased the vehicle. I seen all the damages and everything that were here. Not really a big deal. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just going to patch it. However, then I further started going into it and looking at it. And you can tell here, like, the frame is just absolutely destroyed. It has seen its better days. I did see this, but with the dually fender on, you can't really tell and can't really see this, especially with a spare tire. Some of this stuff is hard to see, but it is what it is. Then when I got back, started hammering on it, and then everything started opening up. Here is right behind the cab. Obviously, you can tell it is bent. It is in bad shape. And same thing on this side. It's very, very thin, ready to be changed. And that's just what we're going to do. So I'm excited about it. As you guys do know, I did have the F450, and I wanted to do a 6x6 conversion on that truck, but things fell through. Ended up not doing that truck. Yes, the truck is still over here, and I do still own it. So don't ask if the F450 is coming back. It will come back, but I want to get this truck done here first, because this thing runs and drives, has no real issues. I drove it 600 miles the other week before I found all the damages. So it does run and drive. It does seem to be pretty good shape. So I'm just going to go ahead and make our short bed out of it. And I will be able to use it for all like my hauling when we buy, you know, my classic cars and my trucks and my Jeeps and things like that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and cut the back frame of this off. I've already got the fuel cell out, as you can tell here, which we're going to have to probably replace unless we do the 4-inch lift that I was planning on doing with this. That was the other thing. I didn't really want to make a crazy tall, big truck, because obviously the F450 is huge and became a little bit impractical to use on a daily basis. So I kind of want to keep this thing short. I kind of want to keep it sweet and just do like a 33, because now that Denali's on a 33-inch 1250, that thing rides absolutely amazing. And I kind of want the same thing for this. I want comfort, I want nice, I want it to look good, I want curb appeal, and that's what we're going for. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting the frame off here, and I'll pick back up in a minute. Single cab short bed dually, coming soon. now you can see the progress here. So that's where the axle did sit. That's where it will sit. Yep. So this is how I do it. I make a little template, notch it here, and then come over. Got some pallets for my wall. Come over, put it there, and then I notch it, and then it will equal up to that. So now it's about an hour process to cut all of this off so that this mates to that. And the reason, again, I do this is so that it's like a stress point. There won't be a stress point. First, if you cut it straight down, it's just a stress point to break straight down. Here, there's no stress point. It has to stay together. Plug and chug. This is actually bolted in and threw a coat of paint on. So those pieces I just cut go down there. So similar to how I have that top one cut, these are cut and notched and form the arch to the bottom. So I got these two cut, they just need welded in, and then cut this top one and weld the top one in. Ow, it's hot. That's what it gets for the night. Beds on, rear bumper, tailgate, hitch. Can you even see rear bumper, hitch, tailgate? And I think the lights actually even work, I hope. Let me double check, because actually now I'm curious. Yep, I just have to fix one wire for the license plate lights. But seems good so far. Not what I wanted to do today, but it is what it is.
Sleep at night.
So much shit to figure out when you do something custom like this. So fuel tank is kind of in place. It's not hitting that mount anymore, which is where I was struggling, but now can't get the filler neck to fill it under the hitch. I thought I was making good progress, but as you can tell here, it's pinching. Just frustrating. Super, super frustrating. All right, so the fenders were never really bolted on completely, but they're on, and these little things were a pain in the dick. Hold on, I'm trying to find my light. Those bolts were a pain in the dick to try to get started. but they're on, and it ain't going nowhere. Now I gotta do the lights on this side, but I want to go over and do the other side. Oh, and I got the drive shaft picked up and put in, so hopefully we can drive it home. I just had a fuel line explode, so I'm fucking done for the night. It's whatever, I don't care. So far, 192 miles in, the trailer's still back there. Ugh, stressful. All right, well, there it is. And I was gonna do some kind of like drastic reveal, like do some fancy cool editing where all the guys do their videos that come up like this and then come back in and do some kind of panoramic, you know, scene. But you guys know me by now. I am simple, plain Jane, and just to the point. But this is my 2001 7.3 Power Stroke diesel F350, and I couldn't be any more proud of it. So when I bought this thing, my anticipation was not to actually create what you see now. What you see now is actually sort of a panic attempt to salvage the truck and salvage my bank account so that I don't lose money. But I did always want a single cab short bed truck. When I thought about it, though, I thought I was just going to purchase one. I never thought that I would actually have to create one. But because of all the frame situations and everything that I had with this truck, I ended up having to create this one. So if you jump underneath, I'll show you you can see the frame under here is a little scaly on this side. And then you'll jump back to the new frame section and you'll see that it is gorgeous and beautiful. You can see some of my terrible welding right there. I ran out of gas in my welder, and it just is what it is. Plus I was like learning settings and everything on my welder. If I take you over to the other side, it looks a heck of a lot better because this was like my practice side per se, and setting up the welder, getting the pressures, everything right. But this is what I wanted to also show you guys here. I'm upfront and honest about everything. So I didn't do the bed rails. I am going to do bed rails. I do have a set in the shop, and also the fuel tank. As you can see here, the fuel cell sits on the rear axle. So that is why this thing actually has about 11.5 inches of lift in the rear. Like, it is a tall truck right now, and it's only on like a 29-inch tall tire. And as you can see there, like the bed is like at my chin. So the truck is kind of high in the rear, and in the front I went ahead and raised it 4 inches because I had to, so it didn't look completely raked out in the back here. But now that I know this thing runs and drives and actually is together, I will probably, well, I'm going to go ahead and fix everything. So I got new bumpers for it. I've got new taillights for it. I've got new, basically everything, wheels and tires. You can see on this side, my welding is a heck of a lot better and a lot more crisp and a lot more clean when I show it to you there. But again, on the other side, I was learning the welder and setting up the gas. So I should have ground it back out. But I decided, you know what, I am who I am, and I'll just leave it. And when I pull the bed back off, maybe I'll grind them out and make them look better then. But again, the other reason I didn't do anything is because this truck does need cab corners, and it is kind of a little rusty. You can see how good that weld looks there. So for anybody that talked cheddar cheese on the other side, you can kiss my bum because I built it, and I pulled a lot of weight with it so far, and it works. So let's get down to the shop here, and I'll show you what I decided to do, or what I am going to decide to do, so that we can go ahead and pull the lift back out of the rear of this and get this thing sitting what I want to call right. So I do want to run like a 32 or 33 inch tall tire, only because this is a 7.3 and it is a 410 gear. So highway speeds don't really exist. You're doing like 70, 72 everywhere. And although it seems like 70, 72, oh, dang nabbit. I know 70, 72 seems like reasonable for hauling and towing and doing what I do. But when you go on long trips, to do it at 70 miles an hour the entire way there and back, sort of sucks. I'll be honest. I took this thing on one of the cars that you're going to see. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me now, Senate_Steve, which you would have already seen the car. But one of the vehicles I went to pick this thing up, it was like 7 hours one way, and it sort of sucked, if I have to be honest, because that was 7 hours of 65, 70 miles an hour. And you don't realize how slow that is until you try to do it in something like this. So I do need a little bit taller of a tire, or we're gonna have to do a gearbox or something like that. But this is basically it. This is my 2001 F350 Super Duty 7.3 Power Stroke, 4-wheel drive, and I do plan to do some big things. Let me know in the comment section, do you mind the wheels like this? I actually kind of like it, except for the orange lip around it. I should probably change that. That's probably the only thing I would change. But you can see like the inlays, I went ahead and did orange. Should we do that in the rear too? Or should I just go ahead and just get all new wheels and tires for it and everything and just do it all right? Again, we are going to lower the front end. The front end is up 4 inches. These things don't really sit crazy high from factory, but we are going to lower it a little bit because I think that's just the proper way to look at it. I was thinking like a 22-inch tall wheel, but then when I started to think about it, I want this thing to be comfortable to drive down the highway. As of right now, it drives down the highway great. It just doesn't go very fast. So again, we got new headlights, grill, bumpers. I got all that stuff. We're going to make that in another video, whole separate video. We're going to change the body of it. We're going to do cab corners. We're going to do rockers. All things that I've always wanted to do. This is the absolute perfect foundation and perfect platform to do what I want to do. So again, I'm going to jump down into the shop here, and I will show you guys the way we're going to do it. So the rear, I actually sourced a fuel tank for a cabin chassis truck, and I'll show you guys all that now. Don't mind the wiring. We're gonna get it all cleaned up. Remember, we cut 19 inches off of this. I'm not even sure if I said that yet, but I did cut total 19 inches off of this truck. So as of this point, I do have 3 or 4 more vehicles that I am gonna share with you guys. Maybe 4 actually, because I think this one has not been aired yet, but I'm just getting caught up. I have been doing stuff off of YouTube and preparing to come back to YouTube. So like the build on this so far, you will see the air ride system and everything on another car, my 1960 Bel Air. You'll see that whole video. And then the car that's always been under the cover over here, I'm not even sure how I'm going to release that video yet, but you will see Chubby in that video. So if you made it this far, in the comment section, thank you for your support, and say Chubby in the description, and let me know if you guys like this stuff. So I do kind of wish I built more of this for on the channel, but I'm also glad that I got it done and got it done in a reasonable time. Start to finish on this entire thing, I have about a month, but I had to take 2 weeks off for something else. So it is what it is. I can, you know, it just is what it is. Time happens, things happen, but I'm glad to be back. So there you have it. Comment Chubby down in the comment section down below, and also let me know a color that you might want to see this truck. I've been thinking like a Nardo gray or like a gunmetal gray for the exterior, and then black wheels, but who knows? I'm open to ideas and open to suggestions. And if there's anything that you would like to see on this truck, let me know also down in the comment section. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next one.